again. Today we will do why there were revolts in Europe due to hunger and hardship, hardship revolts. So 5-mark question can be asked or 3-mark question can be asked from this topic. In Europe, there were revolts due to hunger and hardship due to bad harvest, crops failed, prices of food grains rose higher, and people, they could not compete with people who were doing work with hand production, who were involved in doing hand production. They could not compete with machine-made goods. So due to this, people had to face lots of problems. Prices of goods rose higher, and prices of food grains also rose higher, skyrocketed. Prices of food grains skyrocketed. Unemployment increased, and many people from rural areas were shifted towards urban areas in search of jobs, and they left their field uncultivated and shifted towards cities. Now they dependent upon markets for the food grains. So these were the causes why economic depression came in Europe. First of all, आप यही बताओगे, due to bad harvest, crops failed, unemployment increased, prices of food grains rose higher. These were the major causes for the economic crisis in Europe. So first revolt in Europe due to hunger and hardship took place in France. Again in France. Earlier you have done liberal revolts of 1830. Then the first revolt took place in France, then in Belgium, then in Greece. Due to hunger and hardship also, first revolt took place in France. People came out on the roads and protested. They had nothing to eat. They protested. Louis Philippe fled to other country. Then Louis Philippe was the ruler of France. He fled to other country. Louis Philippe याद आ गया. During liberal revolt, Louis Philippe was made the ruler of France by liberals when they overthrew the Bourbon dynasty and they made Louis Philippe constitutional monarch of France. Due to hunger and hardship, there was revolt in France. People came on the roads and Louis Philippe fled to other country. In the absence of the ruler, National Assembly was formed in France. Now, National Assembly, about National Assembly points are given here. अगर आपको पूछा जाए कि National Assembly के बारे में बताओ, तो National Assembly gave right to vote only to the male who were at the age of 21. Only to male बोल रही हूँ मैं. National Assembly gave right to vote only to male who were at the age of 21. National Assembly also gave right to work and set up workshops which provided job opportunities to the people. Listen again, National Assembly was set up in France. It gave right to vote only to the male who were at the age of 21. It also set up workshops which provided job opportunities to the people. So right to work was also given to the people by National Assembly. Next, due to hunger and hardship, revolt took place in Silesia also. Silesia एक village था, and here majority of the population of the people was of weavers. One of the contractor ordered the weavers to weave cloth for him. One of the contractor ordered the weavers to weave cloth for him. When cloth was ready, contractor lowered the price of the cloth. This was not tolerated by weavers. They attacked the house of the contractor. They also attacked the storehouse of the contractor. Contractor with his family members ran to other village, neighboring village, but he did not get shelter there, and he had to come back to his village with the help of army within 24 hours. And when they reached the village, they saw we were still protesting there. Army fired on weavers. 11 weavers lost their life. It was only due to hunger and hardship. So this is about hunger, hardship, revolt. अगर 3 marks में Silesia आए तो 3 marks. Yeah, why there was a revolt in France due to hunger and hardship? Then you have to write only about France. Why there was revolt in Silesia due to hunger and hardship? Then you have to write only about Silesia. But अगर दोनों आए तो फिर ये 5 marks में भी आ सकता है. Hunger, hardship, revolt. And on next page, ये देखो, first of all 1 mark question, Silesia. 4th June, आप इसका डे भी लर्न कर लो. 4 June at 2 PM ये रिवोल्ट हुआ था in 1845. 1845 4 June 2 PM. 4 June 2 PM. ये इसका आपको प्रॉपर डेट भी इन्होंने मेंशन किया हुआ है. So it can be asked, if it's given in the book, then it can be asked by examiner in the paper also. ये देख लो यहाँ पे दिया हुआ है 4 June 2 PM. This revolt took place and साथ में उन्होंने year बताया हुआ है 1845. So learn it. ये year भी learn करोगे आप. और एक जर्नलिस्ट ने इसे अपनी आंखों से देखा था. Name of journalist is also given, Wilhelm Wulff. Wilhelm Wulff, who described the Silesian revolt, events in a Silesian village. Who described this event? Who described Silesian event? Wilhelm Wulff. Name is given here. So 1 mark question can be asked. Year भी पूछ सकते हैं, day पूछ सकते हैं, date 4 June 2 PM पे हुआ, क्योंकि ये आंखों देखा इवेंट है. किसने किया ये डिस्क्राइब? Wilhelm Wulff. Learn the name. Wilhelm Wulff ने इवेंट डिस्क्राइब किया था. तो नेक्स्ट इज रेवोल्यूशन ऑफ लिबरल्स 1848. Earlier you have done revolt by liberals 1830. 1830 में आपने किए थे revolt in France, revolt in Belgium, revolt in Greece. Now the next is liberal revolt of 1848. या फिर आपको फ्रैंकफर्ट पार्लियामेंट के ऊपर नोट आ सकता है. फ्रैंकफर्ट पार्लियामेंट. ये देखो फेमिनिस्ट. व्हाट डू मीन बाय फेमिनिस्ट? इट्स गिवन हियर in this paragraph. The word feminist is given. Feminist means people who believe in equal rights for both, equal rights of both men and women. जो equal rights में believe करते हैं, men and women को equal rights मिलने चाहिए, वो कौन होंगे? Feminist. People who believe in the equal rights for both men and women are known as feminist. People who believe in the equal rights for both men and women are called feminist. तो feminist ये देखो यहाँ पे word दिया हुआ है. It can come in paper. ये बार बार आ भी चुका है. What do you mean by feminist? People who believe in equal rights for both men and women are called feminist. Next is Frankfurt Parliament. It's given here in this paragraph or on this page, page number 17. The topic given is Frankfurt Parliament. अब इसमें क्या बताना है? 1 mark question can be asked. आपको date and year पूछ सकते हैं फ्रैंकफर्ट पार्लियामेंट की. 18th मई 1848. Learn it. 18th मई 1848. सिलेशिया रिवोल्ट की भी डेट एंड ईयर पूछ सकते हैं. 4 जून 1845. फ्रैंकफर्ट पार्लियामेंट 18 मई 1848, 18 मई 1848। तो आपको एक तो ये याद रखना है। How many delegates attended this parliament? 831, 831। और कहाँ पे ये फ्रैंकफर्ट पार्लियामेंट की मीटिंग हुई? सेंट पॉल चर्च, held at Saint Paul Church. Now listen about Frankfurt Parliament. Parliamentary meeting was called by liberals. This meeting was called by liberals at Frankfurt. कहाँ पे बुलाएगी? फ्रैंकफर्ट में on 18th May 1848. This meeting was held at St. Paul Church. It was attended by 831 delegates. 831 delegates. Main aim of this parliamentary meeting was to make Wilhelm IV as the constitutional monarch of Germany. Main aim of this parliamentary meeting was to make Wilhelm IV a constitutional monarch of Germany. Wilhelm IV was under the influence of aristocrats, and this meeting was called by liberals. So, Wilhelm IV refused to become a constitutional monarch of Germany. With his refusal, this parliamentary meeting failed. In this meeting, women were also standing at the back, though their views were not taken. But this showed that women were aware about their rights. Here you can see women were standing at the back. No, though their views were not taken, उनके views नहीं लिए गए, women were standing at the back. But this showed that women were aware about their rights. Now, next is this parliamentary meeting failed. Impact of this parliamentary meeting, impacts of Frankfurt Parliament. Now, conservatives became lenient and serfdom abolished. Serfdom was abolished. कहाँ पे abolish हुआ? Habsburg dominions and in Russia. Serfdom was abolished in Habsburg and in Russia. Serfdom was abolished in Habsburg and in Russia. Listen again. फ्रैंकफर्ट पार्लियामेंट 1848 का अगर आ जाए तो आपने कहना फ्रैंकफर्ट पार्लियामेंट्री मीटिंग वाज कॉल्ड बाय लिबरल्स इन फ्रैंकफर्ट. फिर आपने बताना दिस मीटिंग वाज हेल्ड एट सेंट पॉल चर्च on 18th May 1848 and it was attended by 831 delegates. The main aim of this meeting was to make Wilhelm IV a constitutional monarch of Germany. Wilhelm IV was under the influence of aristocrats, so he refused because this meeting was called by liberals. Wilhelm IV refused to become constitutional monarch. With this refusal, this parliamentary meeting failed. In this meeting, women were also standing at the back, though their views were not taken, but this showed that women were aware about their rights. And this parliamentary meeting was also known as the first phase of the unification of Germany. With the failure of this meeting, first phase of the unification of Germany came to an end. You can also write these points in this Frankfurt Parliament. Impacts में आप बता सकते हो conservatives became lenient and Habsburg and Russia में serfdom was abolished. Next, unifications. Unification of Italy, unification of Germany and unification of Italy. Yes, unification of Germany. अगर ये आ जाए. One more question can be asked from this topic. First of all, I'm going to tell you one more question. First, in which year unification of Germany was held? In which year Germany was unified? 1871. Who became the emperor of whole Germany after unification? William I. William I. And who did the work of unification? Name the chief minister बिस्मार्क, यहाँ 3 मार्क क्वेश्चन कैन बी आस्क्ड, व्हाट डू यू नो अबाउट बिस्मार्क? बिस्मार्क के बारे में पूछा जा सकता है 3 मार्क्स में। नाउ लिसन केयरफुली, आप कैसे लिखोगे बिस्मार्क के बारे में, पहले मैं बिस्मार्क का ही बोल देती हूँ। आप बताओगे कि बिस्मार्क वाज द चीफ मिनिस्टर ऑफ Russia, and he did the work of unification under his ruler. He was man of aggressive nature. He was man of aggressive nature. He believed in the policy of blood and iron. He fought 3 wars within 7 years. He won all the wars. He firstly unified North Germany, and then he unified South Germany. So this is about Bismarck, and in paper about William I question can be asked. Who was William I? William I was the ruler of Prussia. Bismarck did the unification of Germany under William I. William I provided military support, financial help to his chief minister Bismarck. So when Germany was unified, William I became the emperor of whole Germany in 1871. Earlier he was ruler of Prussia, but after the unification of Germany, he became the emperor of whole Germany in 1871. तो इस वे से ये आपके 3 मार्क्स 1 मार्क्स क्वेश्चंस कैन बी आस्क्ड. Who was Bismarck? 3 मार्क्स में भी पूछ लेते होते हैं, तो यू हैव टू लर्न. नाउ लिसन अबाउट यूनिफिकेशन. आपको सबसे पहले बिगनिंग में बताना है, जर्मनी वाज डिवाइडेड इनटू 39 स्टेट्स. एज द आइडिया ऑफ नेशन स्टेट spread, people of Germany also wanted to become a nation state. अब आप हेडिंग बनाते जाओगे, मैं हेडिंग बोल दूं इट्स इनफ, क्योंकि आपको बहुत बार रिवाइज करा दिया गया ये टॉपिक. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू विल राइट अबाउट फर्स्ट फेज ऑफ द यूनिफिकेशन. इन दिस यू विल राइट इन शॉर्ट अबाउट फ्रैंकफर्ट पार्लियामेंट. यू कैन राइट ना अबाउट फ्रैंकफर्ट पार्लियामेंट, कैन यू राइट? शॉर्ट में करके लिखना, पूरा डिटेल नहीं देना. नेक्स्ट आप बताओगे इनिशिएटिव बाय प्रशिया या रोल प्लेड बाय प्रशिया. प्रशिया टुक द इनिशिएटिव for the unification of Germany. Ruler of Prussia was William I and chief minister of Prussia was Bismarck. अब आप हेडिंग बना दोगे रोल प्लेड बाय बिस्मार्क. He was man of aggressive nature, believed in the policy of blood and iron. He did the unification of Germany under his ruler. He fought 3 wars within 7 years. He declared first war against Austria and won it. He declared second war against Denmark, won it. He declared third war against France, and it was also known as Franco-Prussian War. Franco-Prussian War. Bismarck won it. He won all the wars and he unified Germany under his ruler William I in 1871. And William I, who was earlier the ruler of Prussia, now he became the emperor of Germany. So here 18th January 1871 is given. You have to learn the date of unification also. 18th January 1871. Learn it. 18th January 1871, Germany was on 18th January 1871, Germany was unified. Kaiser William became the emperor of Germany. Earlier he was ruler of Prussia, but now he became the emperor of Germany. Learn the date and year. 18th January 1871. Learn it. Next is Italy, unification of Italy. Hall of Mirror. Okay, ये देखो ये क्वेश्चन ये भी आ सकता है. Oath ceremony of William I was held at Hall of Mirrors. ये देखो Hall of Mirrors at Versailles. Oath ceremony of William I. Oath ceremony means जब William I ruler बना तो उसकी oath ceremony हुई. Oath ceremony of William I was held at Hall of Mirrors at Versailles. Next is unification of Italy. First of all, I am going to tell you about 1 mark questions. Then मैं unification बोलूँगी 3 marks and then unification. 1 mark question. Italy was unified in 1861. Into how many states Italy was divided? Italy was divided into 7 states. Germany was divided into 39 states. Italy was divided into 7 states. In which year Italy was unified? 1861. 1861. Germany was unified on 18 January 1871. Italy was unified in 1861. Who was the ruler when Italy was unified? Victor Emmanuel II. Who did the work of unification? Count Cavour. Who was Count Cavour? He was Chief Minister of Sardinia, Piedmont. Name the Italian prince who ruled over one of the state of Italy. Victor Emmanuel II. Italian born prince. कौन था जो एक स्टेट पे रूल कर रहा था out of 7? One was under Italian born prince. Name the prince. विक्टर इमैनुअल II. अब आपको इटली की फ्रेगमेंटेशन के बारे में पूछ सकते हैं, जैसे है ना, नॉर्थ इटली वाज अंडर ऑस्ट्रिया. नॉर्थ इटली किसके अंडर था? ऑस्ट्रिया. सेंट्रल इटली अंडर पोप्स एंड साउथ इटली अंडर बर्बन किंग्स ऑफ स्पेन. बर्बन किंग्स ऑफ स्पेन. लर्न इट. नॉर्थ इटली वाज नॉर्थ इटली वाज अंडर ऑस्ट्रिया. Central Italy under popes and South Italy was under Bourbon kings of Spain. So learn it also. पेपर में पूछी जाती है. What do you know about the political fragmentation of Italy? Italy के parts बताओ किस किस के अंडर थे. North Italy you have read in Treaty of Vienna कि North Italy was given to Austria. तो आप यही बताओगे ना, North Italy was under Austria. Central Italy, Pope, and South Italy was under Bourbon kings of Spain. पहले तो आप ये डिवीजन बताओगे, फिर आप बताओगे here the work of unification was done by Count Cavour. He was chief minister of Sardinia, Piedmont. He is also known as Bismarck of Italy. He did the work under his ruler Victor Emmanuel II. Victor Emmanuel II provided military and financial support to Count Cavour. Count Cavour declared first war against Austria because North Italy was under Austria. Here he got help from France. France helped Count Cavour. Count Cavour won, and in this way North Italy was unified. अब आ जाएगा role played by Garibaldi. Giuseppe Garibaldi was patriotic soldier of South Italy. He was famous for his red shirt soldiers. He helped Count Cavour in the unification of South Italy. They fought many wars and won. In this way, South Italy was also unified by Count Cavour. So North Italy and South Italy was unified in 1861. Victor Emmanuel II, who was earlier the ruler of Sardinia, Piedmont, now became the emperor of whole Italy. Rome became its capital, and monarchical form of government was established in Italy. Germany में भी आप लिखोगे, after unification, monarchical form of government was established. In Italy also, after unification, monarchical form of government was established. Up 3 mark question. What do you know about Count Cavour? What do you know about Victor Emmanuel II? कोई भी आ सकता है. जैसे मैंने बोला, what do you know about Bismarck? What do you know about William I? What do you know about Count Cavour? What do you know about Victor Emmanuel II? What do you know about Wilhelm IV? कोई भी आ सकते हैं 3-3 नंबर के. आपको सबके बारे में नॉलेज होनी चाहिए. तो नेक्स्ट इज वाई मोनार्की. अभी मैंने बताया आफ्टर यूनिफिकेशन मोनार्किकल फॉर्म ऑफ गवर्नमेंट वाज एस्टैब्लिश्ड इन जर्मनी एंड इटली. नाउ द क्वेश्चन इज वाई मोनार्की. Why monarchical form of government was established in Italy and Germany after unification? This question is not given in the book, but it can come in paper. तो आप बताओ क्यों मोनार्की आई? आफ्टर यूनिफिकेशन दोनों जगहों पे ही मोनार्की आई. जर्मनी में भी मोनार्की आई, इटली में भी मोनार्की आई, इटली में विक्टर मैनुअल 2 का रूल आया, whereas in जर्मनी विलियम 1 के अंडर चला गया वो। तो दोनों जगहों पे मोनार्की आई। नो व्हाट इज द रीजन व्हाई मोनार्की was established in, why monarchical form of government was established in Germany and Italy after their unifications? अब आपको इसमें सिंपल सा आंसर बना के लिखना, आपने कहना है at both the places the work of unifications were done by, दोनों जगहों पे वर्क ऑफ, अगर एक जगह के बारे में पूछा हुआ ना, कई बार पता नहीं होता, इटली का ही पूछ लें, फिर आपकी फॉर्म चेंज हो जाएगी, फिर आप एट बोथ द प्लेसेस नहीं लिखोगे, फिर आप लिखोगे इन इटली द वर्क ऑफ यूनिफिकेशन वाज डन बाय। मैं दोनों को इकट्ठा बोल रही हूँ, पेपर में किसी का भी आए तो आप लिख लेना, जर्मनी आए चाहे इटली आए, दोनों का आए तो दोनों का इकट्ठा। एट बोथ द प्लेसेस इट मीन्स आंसर इज सेम। At both the places, work of unification was done by rulers. And, at both the places, work of unification was done by chief ministers under their rulers. For example, in Germany, Bismarck did the work of unification, but he got military and financial support from his ruler, William I. Same as in Italy, Count Cavour did the work of unification and he got military and financial support from his ruler, Victor Emmanuel II. People of that time were very loyal towards their rulers. They had no fight with their rulers. They wanted to get freedom from foreign rules. For example, in Italy, 6 states were ruled by foreigners. Only one state was under Italian-born prince, that was Sardinia, Piedmont. People of 6 states wanted to come under the control of Victor Emmanuel II. So in this way, we can say people were very loyal towards their ruler. They had no fight with their ruler. They had only fight with foreigners, not with their rulers. So that's why after unification, people preferred monarchy. लोगों ने मोनार्की को प्रेफर किया बिकॉज पीपल वर वेरी लॉयल टुवर्ड्स देयर रूलर्स, बिकॉज द वर्क ऑफ यूनिफिकेशन, मिलिट्री एंड फाइनेंशियल सपोर्ट वाज गिवन बाय रूलर, though the work was done by chief ministers, but chief ministers got support of their rulers. So the work of unification was done only with the support of the rulers of both the places. And people, they were very loyal towards their rulers. They had no fight with their rulers. They had fight with foreign rule only. They wanted to get freedom from foreign rule, not from their rulers. So in this way, we can say people preferred monarchy. That's why people preferred monarchy at both the places. And monarchical form of government was established in Italy and Germany after their unifications. So this question can be asked from this. ये unifications आपकी जर्मनी भी हो गई, इटली भी हो गई, और यहाँ पे लॉ टेलिया, लोग पहले कहते होते थे लॉ टेलिया जो है ना विक्टर मैनुअल की शायद वाइफ है, ऐसे कहते होते थे लोग। अब आ जाओ स्ट्रेंज केस, ये देखो स्ट्रेंज केस ऑफ ब्रिटेन। स्ट्रेंज केस, स्ट्रेंज नाम से ही आंसर है, नाम में ही, क्वेश्चन में ही आंसर है। कुछ ऐसी बात हुई ना जो डिफरेंट थी जर्मनी और इटली से, आपने यहाँ पे बताना है स्ट्रेंज केस। पहले तो इस लाइन को जस्टिफाई करना पड़ेगा, आपको बताना है देयर वर नो वार्स, नो ब्लडशेड इन यूके। यूके वाज यूनिफाइड इन अ पीसफुल वे, तो दिस केम टू बी नोन एज स्ट्रेंज केस। यही स्ट्रेंज केस है। नो वार लाइक जर्मनी एंड इटली, नो ब्लडशेड लाइक जर्मनी एंड इटली। कोई ब्लडशेड, कोई वार यूके में नहीं हुई। ड्यूरिंग द टाइम ऑफ द यूनिफिकेशन ऑफ जर्मनी, बिस्मार्क fought 3 wars within 7 years, and Count Cavour also fought wars for the unification of Italy, but in Britain there were no wars. UK was unified in a peaceful manner. without fighting any war. So this came to be known as, this is known as strange case with Britain. There was ethnic variation in UK. Scottish, Irish, Welsh, English lived in UK. Ethnic variation थी Scottish, Irish, Welsh, English lived in UK. Out of these, English were most powerful and they dominated others. Scottish, Irish, Welsh, English lived in UK. Out of these, English were most powerful and they dominated others. In 1688, learn it for 1 mark. In 1688, glorious revolution came in England. Listen and learn. 1688, glorious revolution came in England. पूछा जाता है, in which year glorious revolution came in England? 1688. Why this revolution came to be known as glorious? Because there was no bloodshed, no war. In a peaceful manner, monarchy of UK gave its powers to parliament. UK की monarchy ने अपनी powers peaceful manner से किसको दे दी? Parliament को. No bloodshed, no war. So this is known as glorious revolution. कौन से ईयर में इंग्लैंड में आया? 1688. Which revolution came in England? Glorious. Why this revolution came to be known as glorious? No bloodshed, no war. And monarchy, इंग्लैंड की monarchy ने अपनी powers किसको दे दी? Parliament को, in peaceful manner. So next is UK was unified only by passing, same as UK was unified by passing only acts, by passing only 2 acts of union. Now which were the 2 acts of union? First is Act of Union of 1707. By this, Scotland was forced. Scotland को force किया गया to become the partner of, subordinate partner of UK. By this, Scotland was forced to become the subordinate partner of UK. Act of Union 1801. 1801. By this, Ireland was forced to become the partner of UK. In Ireland, there were 2 types of people, Catholics and Protestants. Catholics wanted to be the part of Republic of Ireland, whereas Protestants, they wanted to be the part of UK. There were wars between Catholics and Protestants. वुल्फ टोन के बारे में यहाँ पे बताया गया, ये देखो, आयरिश मैन, यूनाइटेड आयरिश मैन, ये देखो, वुल्फ टोन के बारे में बताया गया है. हु लेड द रिवोल्ट्स? वुल्फ टोन, लर्न कर लो इसका नेम. ही लेड द रिवोल्ट्स. ही वाज द लीडर ऑफ द कैथोलिक्स, एंड बट कैथोलिक्स वर डोमिनेटेड बाय प्रोटेस्टेंट्स. सो आयरलैंड वाज फोर्सिबली incorporated to UK. Common national flag, Union Jack. Common language, English. And common national anthem, God save our noble king, now queen, अब queen है, were adopted by all. Ireland and Scotland, they became the subordinate partners of UK. In this way, UK was unified without any war, without any bloodshed, in a peaceful manner by passing only acts. तो UK में bloodshed ही नहीं हुई, वार ही नहीं हुई, जर्मनी में वार हुई, इटली में वार हुई. तो due to this reason we can call it strange case. Strange case इसीलिए इसको बोला गया क्योंकि no war, no bloodshed.